Mr. Herbie Hancock, Chairman Carlton, members of the board, faculty and staff, families and friends, distinguished guests, welcome to the 2009 commencement of the McCallum Graduate School of Business. And to the McCallum class of 2009, welcome to your commencement, the first graduate commencement of Bentley University. I know you've been through this kind of ceremony before, some of you as recently as last year, but I think you'll agree that this is different from your undergraduate commencement. There you were completing a rite of passage, probably feeling some mixed emotions about leaving home as you were at a home away from home, and the friends you'd had for 4 years. It was an experience that likely included many personal transformations in your life. This commencement is entirely different. It's about the acquisition of an important professional credential. Now, I'm sure that many of you have undergone some substantial growth and change during your studies here, but these changes have been of a different type, mostly occurring in your life outside of school. Some of you have gotten married, become a parent, bought and sold a house or two, or changed jobs, maybe even a few times in this economy. One thing is sure, you're about to get a big chunk of your time back. Your days of balancing work, personal life, and graduate school are finally, blessedly, coming to an end. And speaking of your lives, let me mention a few facts about the McCallum School class of 2009. You hail from 29 countries and 24 states and territories. Almost 40% of you have earned MBAs, while others have gotten an MS in accounting, taxation, finance, IT, HFID, and marketing analytics, among other specialized master's degrees, as well as several combined degrees and graduate certificates. Your academic achievements have been significant, both within and beyond the classroom. The kudos start with the graduation of Bentley's first doctoral student, Kwajo Kojo Asari. Yay, Kojo! Kojo successfully defended his dissertation last month. We wish Kojo all the best as he begins a tenure-track faculty position at Bryant University. Kojo, we are so proud of you. Meanwhile, 3 Bentley graduate students also recently distinguished themselves and us, placing 3rd in the first international case competition on strategic value of IT management, just behind Indiana University and the National University of Singapore. You competed against and beat teams from Carnegie Mellon, George Washington University, the University of British Columbia, the University of Arizona, University of Michigan, Stanford, Helsinki School of Economics, and the Monterey Institute of Technology. You guys carried the Bentley flag on the global stage extraordinarily well. There are many more such stories and distinctions, and we are proud of all of our distinguished graduates. On the employment front, you already work for or going to work for the leading organizations here in Boston and our region, across the U.S. and literally across the world. These include Boston Scientific, BSISA, Morgan Stanley, Raytheon, Deloitte Consulting, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, Google, John Hancock, National Grid, PA Consulting, Fidelity, Staples, TJX, Wellington Management, Wigwam Mills, and numerous Grant Thornton offices. Others of you run your own businesses, including an e-business selling software, or you intend to do that someday. And one of you, an MSF graduate with a Bentley BS in finance, has already headed off to train for the Peace Corps. You are all fabulous. For those of you who haven't landed just the right position yet, please don't be discouraged. With the economic downturn, we're seeing a number of employers who are engaged in just-in-time hiring. In recent weeks, there's been a steady increase in opportunities, and the Bentley brand remains extremely strong. As Bentley graduates, you have the technical skills, creativity, and reputation for producing at the highest level, all skills that employers seek in this tough, competitive environment. We remain confident that you will all land well. It seems to be a tradition in speeches like this to say that graduates are entering an uncertain world of upheaval and change. Has there ever been a time where no hyperbole is required? Just look at the events of the last few years, and in particular the past 12 months while you were pursuing your studies here. For the U.S., they have included the collapse of the financial markets and the toughest recession since the Great Depression, high unemployment, a particularly hard-hit financial services sector, a failing auto industry, destabilized housing market, and amazingly difficult challenges in healthcare, education, energy, and the environment that have been building for literally decades. Coincident with this background of economic upheaval and change was the historic election of a new president who has called for transformational change. While our economic crisis has led to innumerable debates about what happened and what should be done, most would agree with President Obama's assertion that we cannot rebuild this economy on the same pile of sand. Whether this means we're at the early stages of redefining capitalism is anybody's guess. But as General Electric CEO Jeff Immelt observed in a recent letter to his shareholders, this global financial debacle is not simply part of the familiar business cycle. It is instead a significant economic reset. Immelt wrote that, quote, "The interaction between government and business will change forever. In a reset economy, the government will be a regulator and also an industry policy champion, financier, and a key partner." My belief is that whatever shape our reset economy takes, all of you will play a significant role in it. My hope is that it's going to prove to be one that's more sustainable economically, environmentally, and socially than what preceded it. As I look out at the group of next-generation business leaders, I see innovators and entrepreneurs. Innovators and entrepreneurs who, given the right public and private sector policies and partnerships, will invent the companies, technologies, and business processes that are essential for a more sustainable future. Fortunately, there appears to be a glimmer of positive news of late. The Fed reports that the economic outlook has improved modestly since March and that the economy should start growing again later this year. Consumer confidence may be stabilizing, and the benefits of the massive economic stimulus package should slowly be realized. This recession will end, although I don't advise marking your calendars just yet. Looking forward to the recovery and beyond, a key consideration will be what kind of management capabilities will matter in a new reset economy. Research conducted last year under the auspices of the European Academy of Business and Society, or EBUS, found that business leaders everywhere are calling for knowledge and skill sets in three distinctive clusters: context, complexity, and connectedness, noting an almost universal belief by senior executives that a host of environmental and social issues and trends will shape corporate priorities in the future. The EBUS study found that understanding the changing business context presented by these trends will be critical for success. Similarly, the study concluded that business leaders will have to operate in a marketplace characterized by complexity and ambiguity, one in which flexibility, creativity, and the ability to innovate will be called on every single day. Next generation leaders will have to relate business decisions to environmental and social realities and find ways to do so in ethical, socially responsible ways. And business leaders will also need to appreciate the value of connectedness, building effective relationships that go way beyond traditional business deals to include regulators, competitors, NGOs, local communities, and many other stakeholders. The EBUS research makes clear that company culture and people, not just policies and processes, will be more essential than ever in achieving organizational goals. To this end, the study calls on schools of management to do a better job of developing the knowledge, skills, and leadership qualities required in this brave new reset world. It's our belief that the education you've received at the McCallum School has done exactly that, giving you the nuanced understanding of context, complexity, and connectedness that will enable you to flourish as the recovery takes hold. We've leveraged our strengths in business processes and information technology, arts and sciences, ethics and social responsibility, and field-based learning to offer you new and progressive ways of thinking about and addressing complex issues. We've done so in ways that are distinctly Bentley's own. We want you all to take the lead, just as management thought leader Gary Hamel urges, in inventing the new management practices and models that will be critical in the new century. That's why you've drilled deep into fields like risk and portfolio management, audit and IT assurance, systems architecture, information design, tax and financial planning, database mining, and relationship marketing. That's why you've taken on and excelled at experiential learning projects at wide-ranging local and global institutions like Boston Lyric Opera, Children's Hospital, EMC, Fidelity, National Grid, and Sodexo. In the wake of so many corporate failings and so much excess, becoming organizational leaders in a reset world will draw on your values as well. We've witnessed a growing imperative to address global economic, environmental, and social challenges through combined public and private means. We want you all to be ethically grounded leaders who will combine and lead better organizations and help build better communities wherever you go. I'm proud of the McCallum School in this regard. We ranked 55th on the Aspen Institute's Beyond Grade Pinstripes listing of the top 100 global MBA programs for our focus on issues of social and environmental concern. We're also one of just a handful of institutions admitted to the UN Global Compact Academic Network because of our adherence to the principles for responsible management education. In a recent op-ed column in the New York Times, Thomas Friedman suggests that 2008 may well have been the year that we hit the wall. Quote, when Mother Nature and the market both said no more. Friedman writes that when we look back, 2008 will be a momentous year in human history. Our children and our grandchildren will ask us, what was it like? What were you doing when it started to fall apart? What did you do to help change the status quo? I don't know if Friedman is right when he suggests we're in the middle of something momentous that we can't quite see yet, but I am certain the world economic, social, and environmental events have converged in ways that you all will all have to confront personally and professionally. How are you going to respond? I'm confident that the McCallum School has prepared you to make smart choices, effective choices, the right choices. And I'm equally confident you are the next vanguard of the next generation of business innovators and entrepreneurs we need to invent that more sustainable world. As you leave this stage today as a graduate of the McCallum Graduate School of Business, I hope your future includes a really strong relationship with Bentley. Do not be a stranger. Consider coming back to campus to guest lecture in class, have your company get involved in student field work or faculty research. Consider hiring Bentley students for permanent positions or as interns. We value our relationship with you, and we very much want you to be our long-term partners. I know I speak for every single person on this stage, for all our trustees, faculty, and staff. We are so excited by what you've accomplished, and we're confident of what you will accomplish in the future. And we are so proud that you are now alumni of Bentley University and the McCallum Graduate School. Congratulations. My best personal wishes for success, good health, and I wish you only happiness in everything you do. Thank you.